tuning into Let's Talk About It Media 21. Hello, hello, hello. Second live for today. I actually thought I wasn't going to go live, but there's a lot going on. We're going to cover Oprah Winfrey. We're going to cover Shannon Sharpe, and we're going to cover Gilbert Arenas. So there's a lot live to cover what's going on. Because if I would have covered it in the morning, I'm sure things are going to change in regards to what's going on. And then that's the other thing. Oh, okay. I was going to be like, dang, one of my favorites is probably alive right now. But then they didn't really have a to things. Like the video as you guys come in, subscribe to the page. Let me get in, do my disclaimer, because it takes people like 2 or 3 minutes to come in. So like the video as you guys come in. We're going to talk about a few things. Let me do my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer. Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video as you guys come in. The likes should match the views when everyone comes in. Thanks for being here. Earlier, I was hearing everything that was going on. At first, people were saying Oprah denied opening the road, but now it's being reported she did. Thank goodness. There's a lot that's going on. So we're going to cover a few different things, but let me get that up. So the disclaimer's up. So that's good. Okay, it takes me a few minutes to get into everything I need to get into. Let's see if it's under what's going on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it takes a few minutes. Okay. So we're going to talk Oprah, we're going to talk Shannon Sharpe, and then we're going to talk Gilbert Arenas. Okay, so let's get to the Oprah stuff first because that's kind of what I have pulled up first. Um, a lot going on, a lot. So like the video as you guys come in. It's going to take a few minutes for people to come in. My normal time is 10, 11, 12. So when I go live midday, sometimes my people don't know I'm really live because my normal time is in the morning. Sometimes I'll do a 1 or 2, but for me to go live at 6, it's
spokesperson. Oprah Winfrey is responding to social media claims that a private road on her Maui estate was kept closed during tsunami evacuations across Hawaii. A spokesperson for the media mogul hit back at the rumors, clarifying in a statement to multiple outlets on July 30th that the opposite is true. As soon as we heard the tsunami warnings, we contacted local law enforcement and FEMA to ensure the road was opened. Any reports otherwise are false, the statement read, adding that authorities were helping 50 cars pass through at a time, and the road would, quote, remain open as long as necessary.
So she's saying the reports are false. She's saying the road was open, but many people.
On Maui County's website also noted.
I saw a video of a guy that was filming, and it didn't look like he had people on the video where it showed cars going through when he was live. So maybe it took time for her to get her people to open it. But when he was, I saw a live shot. I did. I'm not even gonna. But maybe it opened later on. At maybe in the morning it was closed. Maybe there's a time difference, and maybe she just wasn't up. So let's continue. But she's saying the road is open for people to go in.
That police had confirmed Oprah's road was open to access higher ground upcountry. Hawaii residents, along with others along the U.S. West Coast and Japan, were given evacuation notices after a massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. Though Hawaii was expected to bear the worst impact and initial waves were reported to be up to 5 feet above sea level, the alert was reduced from a warning to an advisory within hours. Advisories also remained in effect for some parts of California on July 30th. The Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem issued a video statement clarifying that any major tsunami threat to the U.S. had passed by 8:30 a.m. local time. The quake is said to be among the 10 strongest in Earth's recorded history.
Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the videos, you guys come in. I said we're going to talk Shannon Sharpe, Oprah Winfrey, and kind of go from there. But like the videos, you guys are coming in. Thanks for tuning here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here, everyone. Oh, okay. I didn't want to do that one. Like the videos, you guys come in. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So luckily the road is open. Let's get into it.
Evacuations for all of Oprah Winfrey is assisting residents of Maui after a massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of Russia, causing tsunami alerts across the Pacific. Hawaii issued evacuations for all of its islands, urging residents in danger zones to get to higher ground. Amid the warnings, Maui, which was expected to get waves well over 5 feet per CNN, citing the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, released a statement that, quote, Oprah's road is open to get up country. And after some reports that suggested otherwise, claiming the celebrity ignored the area's need for help, her spokesperson told People magazine, as soon as we heard the tsunami warnings, we contacted local law enforcement and FEMA to ensure the road was open. Any other reports are otherwise false. At around 11 p.m. local time, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center downgraded the threat in Hawaii to an advisory, per NBC News. The outlet also states that the earthquake was the strongest globally since 2011.
So that's good that the road is open and that now it's not such a high. Hold on one second. Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the videos, you guys come in. Don't forget to subscribe. Hold on one second. Thanks for being here, everyone. Midday afternoon live. We're going to talk Shannon Sharpe, Oprah Winfrey, and Gilbert Arenas. Like the videos, you guys come in, and thanks for being here. Midday afternoon live. Oh, hold on. Like the video as you guys come in. Hold on one second. Like the videos, you guys come in. Just that. There it is. Hold on one second. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel.
What could have been an unbelievably horrific tragedy that actually now probably is only at least a mini tragedy to some extent. This tsunami that happened after an earthquake off the shore of Russia, and we will connect it.
Well, hello, Paris. Are you surprised I'm live? I am. A lot going on. Oprah, Gilbert, and Shannon. You know when that it hits like that, sometimes I just gotta do it. But I did take care of everything. I did get some rest. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and go live. Go ahead and cover what's going on. Luckily, the road is open. Yeah, yeah. 1, 2 couldn't even do it. By the time I got in the door, I needed a break. Yesterday was busy. It's been a busy 2 months, unbelievably busy. But I'll be handling my business though. I'll be handling it all. So hopefully this weekend I can get some rest. I don't even know if I want to even chill at the beach just to kind of woosah. I don't know. But when I went last weekend, the bugs was trying to get me, girl. So, whew, if I go this week, I got to make sure I got some spray. But the normal location we used to be at was decent. There wasn't that many bugs over there, but I might try that spot again. Just to, the bugs are kind of brutal. Yeah. So probably because we were more so by the woodsy side, but it was beautiful outside though. But yeah, yeah, I tried. I tried. That's why I did get some rest and I did come live this afternoon. So let's go ahead and get into Oprah. What's going on with her?
Of course, to Oprah and the leftists who pretend to be nice, but when pushed up, they usually aren't, including possibly killing people. Here's
Okay, so let's take a step back though. Remember how people were stating, let's go back. I just thought about that. Remember how they were saying when certain areas had either fires or floods, people were buying up land? Remember how people were saying that she was talking about or she had land in Hawaii? Now, so I guess it is true that she bought land or she already had land. So I don't know if she purchased additional land, but when they showed the video, if she didn't open the road, how far people would have to travel. But allegedly, she did open the road. So people are still saying she didn't open it. She did. But there might, like I said, there might be a difference in time zones. So maybe By the time she got notified, it might have been the time zone issue, but she did open the road. But yeah, keep an eye on that, y'all, in regards to, and it's not just that. Certain situations, certain 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 celebrities or well-known people are buying up a bunch of land that has unfortunately been slightly devastated. So kind of keep an eye on that. If you guys, you know me, I'll give you homework. Go look up the video that talks about Oprah and The Rock. It was about 5, 6 months ago. Oprah and The Rock. Go look up that video because people were saying we're devastated. They're asking for people to donate, but y'all are millionaires. Why are y'all asking for money when y'all could just literally just do what y'all need to do? So people were going in on Oprah when Hawaii had another situation. I don't know if it was 8 months ago or a year ago, but go check that out, everybody. Go check it out. That was interesting. Let's continue. Fair use.
Who was live on air when this 8.7 magnitude earthquake hit near Russia.
Yes. Yes. People were mad because it's like, you asking for donations when y'all could just immediately do something right now. That people were not happy. People were not happy. I remember that.
All right, this is a Fox News alert. A massive 8.7 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia has now issued tsunami advisories and watches, including Japan, Hawaii, the entire west coast of the U.S. This could be one of the top 10 earthquakes ever recorded. The waves that are pushing in towards Russia, for Japan, they're expecting 9-foot waves to impact the islands. As we look at the...
Did you say why give money to what? Why give money to what? I know you can't be serious. If there's weather devastation, a lot of people don't plan that. Let's be very clear. Some people are 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Some people could take a good $3,000 to get them a leg up. Some people. Some people have a great savings, some don't. But the biggest thing is when you have devastation, people don't really plan for that. They give warnings, but hotels are expensive, travel is expensive, and groceries are expensive. So if you have a devastation in your area, some people can't afford that. People were upset because they were asking for donations, and people were like, we need y'all help right now, Oprah and Rock. We get that, there's Red Cross. We get but y'all could do something right now. These people are hungry. They need tents. They need something. So people were just frustrated because it's like they're begging for money. And it's like, y'all are millionaires. Thanks for being here. But y'all donate to the Red Cross and then money will slightly be dispersed. And I think they kind of did do that. I think they did say something. Don't quote me. Go look it up. But yeah, people were mad at Oprah and The Rock about 8, 9, 10 months ago. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Yeah, that's not a loser situation. People sometimes don't have a lot of family support. If a person becomes ill, it's tough on families. The loss of a job, and something that a person taught me years ago. Great woman. She said, make sure you stack and save. Have enough money for a good 4 months, 6 months, because you just never know when stuff is going to happen. And that lesson helped me and let me see, helped me and my fiance at that time. It was a great help because when I went to see her, I think she had a medical issue or something, and I saw her, and she said, "There's a lot going on." There was a lot going on around that time. Make sure you have 4 to 6 months saved, and that helped us in a big way. In a big way, it really helped us in a big way. So I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, whenever there's devastation, whether it's floods, whether it's fire, people are not losers. What's really going on with you? I would never say that. Yeah, stack and save. It's huge. And then I hear people in different conversations, the stuff I hear, and then some of the people that's less fortunate than us, I hear them conversate about what they want other people to give them. I literally had I'm not gonna lie. Let's just talk. I literally had a conversation with somebody yesterday. friend of mine, pretty well off. They have several cars. Their car got repoed last month. So they want the friend that has several cars to give them a car. And it's like that person's not going to do that. They love their vehicles. There's insurance on that vehicles. And each different situation, that's when they drive that vehicle. That person's very helpful, but they only help people so much. They're not going to keep giving and giving and giving. At some point, people got to get on their feet. And I kind of wanted to say something, but I was like, take it with a grain of salt. They're going through, I ain't going to step on their neck. But if you're thinking that person's about to give up a vehicle, they're not. And that's probably why they haven't said anything. If the car got repoed last month and you still ain't heard nothing, they probably not going to give you a vehicle. So, you got to stack and save. You got to have your own back. A lot of people are going through on their own. So it's different. After that situation we had when the country was kind of shut down, people now have had to kind of focus on themselves and stack and save for themselves and protect their own house, car, mortgage, and kind of, hey, pay the mortgage 2 months up. So people had to do a lot to kind of protect their own home. So let's continue. But I got on that rant. But yeah, people be people that don't have much get mad at people that do have much because they've struggled. I saw their struggle and now they're up. But that don't mean that they're going to just keep giving and giving. And people are gambling or people are wasting their money. And don't think if they know that people are gambling or wasting their money, they're not going to sit there and help because you might just gamble it away. No, my friends aren't stupid. They'll help you, but then after a while, it's all on you because you don't need. You got to learn at some point. Let's continue.
Tsunami warnings for the western edge of that because of the proximity to the earthquake. We get down into Hawaii, they are also getting a tsunami warning. This has been a confirmed wave that is moving in, likely to make impact just after 7:15 local time. The Oahu Emergency Management said, this is what you got to do. You got to get to at least a 10-story building and get to 4 floors or above that. So
wow.
People are seeking higher ground right now. You look at the west coast of the lower 48, everyone is under a tsunami watch right now for the Pacific Northwest. Washington and Oregon, arrival time 11:40 p.m. local time for that. Down towards Northern California, San Francisco, and those areas around the Bay, about 12:30, midnight. That's when you're looking at that potential wave. And then Southern California right after 1 a.m. So when we're looking at this, it is expecting flooding along those coastal areas. You've got to gain elevation. 1, 2.
Like the video as you guys come in. That's something.
Gain elevation.
Okay, so fortunately, as I said, what could have been a major tragedy, at least from an American perspective, turned out to be virtually no tragedy at all. A tsunami never hit. There were about 6-foot waves ultimately that hit Hawaii, as Connor, former Hawaiian, just said to me. It's funny, you live in Seattle. I rescued you from there, but you could still be living in Hawaii right now. Well, this is still pretty good here in Florida. But in any event, pretty good surfing weather, and everything's basically okay. But obviously, in those hours, it hit at about, I think it was around 9 p.m., if I'm not mistaken, Eastern. But in those hours where you're just waiting, basically, like, holy cow, is a massive tsunami going to hit Hawaii? Is it going to hit Japan? Is it going to hit the west coast of the United States? Obviously, people start freaking out. So quickly, we'll show you, and then you'll see where we're going with all of this. We're going to show you some traffic gridlock in Oahu, Hawaii.
So you can see that there's a lot of people on the roads trying to evacuate. So let's go ahead and let's get to the Shannon Sharpe situation. It's being reported that unfortunately, hold on. Unfortunately, Shannon Sharpe has been let go from ESPN. Now, you got to remember, Shannon Sharpe had said he's going to take a break. But many of us knew that ESPN was probably going to separate and break ties with Shannon Sharpe. Why? It was being reported that that's not the first lawsuit that Shannon Sharpe had. He's had other situations that he allegedly settled. So have you noticed? If you don't know, go look it up. He's had other situationships on the job. So at this point, is this a poor behavior that he just doesn't get it? That you may need, what did Monique say? Settle down, Shannon Sharpe, get you a good woman and chill out. Because maybe Monique had heard that there's concern. So let's get to it. Man, oh man, oh man, Shannon Sharpe.
Lawsuit against former NFL star and sports commentator Shannon Sharpe has come to a conclusion just days after some civil court drama out in Las Vegas. We're taking a look at the latest developments with celebrity criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and today,
like the video, we're going to listen to what Sidebar had to say. Like the video as you guys come in.
Acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. So here's some of the background regarding the accusations that Shannon Sharpe has been facing. According to this complaint, Jane Doe worked out at the same gym as Sharpe did in Los Angeles. She was 19 at the time, and she claims he had been watching her during workouts and finally introduced himself, insisting that she give him her number. The filing says Jane Doe found Sharpe physically intimidating. This is a direct quote. Over the next couple of weeks, Sharpe incessantly pursued plaintiff. He constantly approached her at the gym and attempted to contact her frequently with phone calls and text messages asking to meet up. Unwilling.
Okay, ladies, if a guy is trying to pursue you that much, you might need to go to a different gym for a few weeks, or just tell him to back off, or tell the office that he needs to back off and leave you alone. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
To take no for an answer. Eventually, plaintiff gave in and agreed to meet with Sharpe outside of the gym. However, before doing so, Sharpe demanded that Doe sign a non-disclosure agreement, or NDA, something plaintiff found a bit concerning. She wondered why Sharpe was so insistent on her signing an NDA. She refused. Despite his repeated efforts to get her to sign, she refused time and again. Eventually, he dropped the issue and invited her to his house. Now, the lawsuit claims the relationship between Sharpe and Jane Doe, more than 30 years his junior, was consensual.
So she refused to sign the NDA. Flag number one.
But rocky. She says Shannon Sharpe insisted they were exclusive, but then she says she caught him multiple times lying about his whereabouts and who he was seeing. According to the filing, by October 2024, Sharpe's behavior had grown progressively worse, beyond anything plaintiff with him before. At this point, he was insistent upon reporting their sexual activities, sometimes without her knowledge.
What?
Also sharing the videos with others without her permission or...
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was trying to record a lot of them and share it.
Knowledge. Sharpe would repeatedly tell Doe that he wanted to do to her things that would make no other man want her. By this point, Sharpe was no longer able to credibly maintain that the relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally or purposely to advance his career went live on Instagram while having sex with another woman. Sharpe flew into fits of anger when plaintiff noted his infidelity to their relationship or called him out about his extraneous activities. What had once been manipulation, control, and intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharpe even figured out how to get into Doe's apartment complex without her permission. Sharpe made it clear that what Doe wanted was of no moment, that Sharpe would get with.
I'm glad we listening. My goodness, a lot of this, I covered it and I didn't even know this. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Ladies, be careful. If a guy is this direct and he's filming you, call the police. That's illegal to share. So I'm surprised. Okay, let's continue. Fair use.
He wanted when he wanted it. In October 2024, Shannon Sharpe violently sexually assaulted and anally raped plaintiff 2 different times in Las Vegas, Nevada, blatantly ignoring her requests for him to stop. He did it again in January. Jane Doe had filed under 2 causes of action. Firstly, assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery, and secondly, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Sharpe adamantly denied all allegations through his attorney, Lynn Davis, who called the lawsuit a classic definition of blackmail. But Sharpe did step away from his duties at ESPN while the litigation was ongoing. This is a law and crime legal alert. Did you know that? Like the
video, fair use reaction clip. That's stuff I didn't even know. Fair use reaction clip.
NFL preseason. The former NFL star also took to Instagram shortly after the lawsuit became public, posting a now deleted video where he said he was considering a lawsuit of his own.
This is a shakedown. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I'll run myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a delivered setup. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Now, on July 9th, all the parties had been scheduled to have a hearing in a Las Vegas courtroom to go over where the case stood. But Tony Busby was a no-show, according to the Nevada media outlet KLAS. The judge expressed disappointment that no legal representation even showed up on behalf of Jane Doe. Now, that's what was initially reported in court. But following this supposed no-show, Busby came out and said that the defense actually agreed to postpone that hearing, meaning it was not supposed to happen.
Wow.
So that's the reason why he didn't appear. And the Daily Mail reports that Sharpe...
Yeah, because we had heard that there was alleged no-show. So let's continue. Fair use. It was supposed to be postponed. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Legal team shared a statement with them about the miscommunication, and it reads, quote, "We are apologizing to the court by letter for wasting the court's time. There was a mutual agreement among counsel to postpone the motion scheduled for July 9th. As a result, there was no expectation by our team that her legal team would appear in person." Now, in court, Sharpe's team requested an extension of 45 days, meaning that the next hearing would have been in September. But then, on July 18th, it was announced that there had been an out-of-court settlement for an undisclosed amount. But this isn't the only legal trouble Sharpe has been dealing with. There is an ongoing lawsuit against him right now in New York, and it was filed back in 2023 by a woman named Michelle Evans.
Okay, so break down the other lawsuits. Let me go back. Hold on one second. Like the videos you guys come in. That's what we were saying, that there was more concerns.
Busby came out and said that the defense actually agreed to postpone that hearing, meaning it was not supposed to happen. So that's the reason why he didn't appear. And the Daily Mail reports that Sharpe's legal team shared a statement with them about the miscommunication. And it reads, quote, "We are apologizing to the court by letter for there was a mutual agreement among counsel to postpone the motion scheduled for July 9th. As a result, there was no expectation by our team that her legal team would appear in person." Now, in court, Sharpe's team requested an extension of 45 days, meaning that the next hearing would have been in September. But then, on July 18th, it was announced that there had been an out-of-court settlement for an undisclosed amount. But this isn't the only legal trouble Sharpe has been dealing with. There is an ongoing lawsuit against him right now in New York, and it was filed back in 2023 by a woman named Michelle Evans. She's representing herself in this litigation and is seeking at least $14 million in damages for alleged defamation, libel, slander, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional distress. Quote, "Michelle Evans was subjected to non-consensual sexual encounters, which in itself is a deeply traumatic experience that has resulted in long-term psychological harm, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, severe anxiety, and depression. The trauma is exacerbated by public defamatory statements made by Shannon Sharpe, which have led to public humiliation, loss of dignity, and a sense of betrayal." She even provided a chart showing how Sharpe's alleged actions impacted her. But according to a sworn affidavit from Sharpe, he denies the allegations that Michelle Evans laid out against him, saying it was actually Evans herself who was manipulative and threatening, and says she was harassing him via text messages and phone calls. But in the latest...
So take a step back. Do y'all remember when he accidentally went live? So was that a distraction from the live that he said he accidentally did? Because remember, when you go live, it takes a few buttons. So people were like, "Shannon, we don't believe you. It takes a few buttons for you to go live." And then your team had to call you during the encounter, and your team deleted your live unless they had phones and they were attached. Okay, so let's continue. And wait a minute, do y'all remember when the young lady with the red hair spoke out of her concerns allegedly with Shannon? Go look that video up. That was about 4 months ago. After this lawsuit with this young lady, there was a lady with red hair. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Filing with the court, Evans says Sharpe has continued to speak ill of her. In the filing, she writes, quote, "Plaintiff had expressed concern that defendant was likely to engage in further defamatory conduct. Unfortunately, that concern has now materialized. On or about April 25th, 2025, Mr. Sharpe issued a public statement, widely disseminated online and through major media outlets, that directly names plaintiff and includes several false and defamatory claims made with actual malice. These include that plaintiff was obsessed with him, that plaintiff manufactured her claims, that plaintiff attempted to kill her husband with him." Evans continues, "These statements are patently false and were crafted with reckless disregard for the truth. Their publication has already led to widespread online harassment, including people publicly accusing plaintiff of murder and placed her in danger and deepened her emotional distress. This new publication constitutes a separate, actionable event." All right, to talk about all of this, I want to bring on today's guest. It's celebrity criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen, who, Bradford, I know you're a friend of Sidebar, a friend of us, and I know you've been following this case pretty closely throughout all of it. So I got to ask you right away, what is your reaction to this settlement? Do you think it was the right call?
You know, and I tell everyone this on all these cases, there's two roads to take, and you must not go in the middle of those two roads. It's either you go all out war, right, and just take depositions and crush someone, or you settle before it's even filed. Those are the two.
Okay, thank goodness I got the other tablet up, Paris, because I didn't see the comment here. They're stating for there's been concerns in other jobs. So they're stating that this is almost something that he does, and he's getting released from different jobs, and women have complained for years. So when that girl didn't want to give the number, she should have kept to that, because this is allegedly what he does. I don't know if don't just take this with a grain of salt. The young lady he just settled with, I don't think she knew allegedly who he was. That kind of, I guess, turned him on, but he's into some stuff. Just like covering the trial of Sean Combs, Diddy, he's into stuff. Who wants to watch their girl with another? You know what I'm saying? I got to be careful what I say. But yeah, these men, once they get the money, they just feel that they can treat women any kind of way. be kind of disrespectful, recording without her knowledge and then sharing with friends. Why would you do that? That in itself is illegal. Let's continue.
Two roads here. So I'm never happy with someone that settles, unless they're settling for a really good deal, that they settle before discovery, before they take her deposition, things of that nature, because it's like you have to pick one of those paths. And that was the problem I had with Sean Combs's case, right? Like either settle before the complaint gets filed, or don't settle at all until you take all discovery and you have everything out and you're showing everyone why you're not guilty of whatever they are.
Yeah, I was listening to a guy before I went live for about an hour before I went live. He was saying there's a few different lawsuits he has. This is not the first. He keeps getting released from jobs. Sad but true. You guys, let this be a learning lesson. Learn different from Shannon. Learn different from Diddy. Learn different from a Bill. Learn different from these men because once they get so rich, they act like they can disrespect women and do whatever. And some of this stuff is breaking the law. Recording and sharing, you can't do that. And without her knowledge, you can't do that. So let's continue. Fair use ration clip.
Are associating with you. In Sean Combs' case, the complaint comes out, they settle the same day. That signaled weakness, and that signaled the Southern District of New York to come on in on that kind of case. This case, from what I know about it, from the texts that I've seen, from different kind of pieces of evidence that I've seen on the case, this kind of screams that the individual who was suing Shannon was a willing participant, and all these things happened, and that's what the evidence shows to me. Now, Tony Busby is not known for being, how can I put this lightly? He's not known. I'm wondering how am I going to put this? He's not known.
Now let's go back because people probably don't know. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna help y'all. Some people don't know how he was talking to her. Some people don't know how he was talking to her, which in itself was concerning. Hold on one second. Okay, there it is. There it is. Hold on. Because I played the video recently, how he was talking to her. Like the video as y'all come in. First, we'll go here.
Oprah, my bad, Oprah. I mean Oprah.
Wait, no. I don't know why that's got music. But yeah, Shannon was talking to her in a slight greasy way back then. Hold on, this is buffering. I played the video where she was like, "Are you coming into town? That's not good, Shannon." It'll take me a minute to find it on my page. Hold on one second. Hold on. Yeah, I want to hear how he was talking to her, y'all. See, was talking to her.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
That's what Cat Williams has said to Shannon Sharpe. I gotta find the one where he said that to I gotta find the one where Monique is telling him you gotta chill out. Okay, I'm there now, y'all. Okay. This is where he was talking to her.
Well, what, Gabby?
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
So what, Gabby?
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting
You're above it. Big black eyed, so small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what they think you did to me. Well, what, Gabby?
So he's trying to change it on her. But if her permission, he's trying to play like he's the victim. Hold on one second. Trying to see where the Monique one was.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love it.
So she was basically asking for 50 million. She was basically asking for 50 million. Not a lot of people know what he was able to get from that lawsuit, but that in itself is concerning.
But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. I think white women are as reckless as any other women.
So the other day, I was able to find the one where Monique was talking to him, telling him he needs to settle down.
He need him an old fat gal.
Here.
Let me tell you what my baby need. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a stuff when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Damn, whoa.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, I need you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah,
because I can't go no further. If you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. Now, let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
No.
Let me tell you what my baby needs.
I don't think he was set up at all. If he continues to go this route, and he has for several years, he wasn't set up. This is just something allegedly people are complaining that he does. He continues allegedly to get fired from jobs because of certain lawsuits or because of certain complaints. There was an alleged sports newscaster. There was a newscaster or sports newscaster that complained about him, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago. And then the lady with the red hair was complaining about him. And then this young girl complained about him. So there's reports that's out there in regards to how he approaches women, how he talks to women. And then just listen when he said he was going to choke her. Excuse me, sir. Didn't even be saying that kind of stuff to her. And then if he allegedly recorded and shared, that in itself is a concern. I think he just has concerns. I just think he has concerns. Sometimes men don't learn. Sad but true. They don't learn. Sad but true. And you got to remember too, check this. Do y'all remember, Paris? Do you remember he was supposed to get this huge contract? He just lost a huge contract. It was in the millions. He did great on the Cat Williams interview, but he was to get a huge contract this year. He messed that up. He literally messed that up. When he was in talks with this young lady, and he was in talks to get that big contract, and that contract got wiped away. Nope, sir. No. Now, if he would have had his contract the beginning of the year, they wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. January, February. But I think he was in talks in regards to the lawsuit early beginning of the year. And then it came out about him having, because remember, I don't think y'all noticed. People were saying, oh, she's trying to come after him because of this big contract he has. No, they were already in talks a month or two before that. She probably didn't have any clue about that contract. So, in a way, real talk, in a way, if she would have waited for him to get that big contract, she might have got even more. She might have got even more because he lost a huge contract. Go look it up. There's news report in regards to 2 or 3 months ago, he was supposed to get this huge contract, and he was talking about it, and he was on Club Shay Shay, all excited. You know, he do that Club Shay Shay with Ocho Cinco. I like saying his name like that. But yeah, so yeah, he lost that huge contract allegedly, and then he got fired from ESPN. He was thinking he was going to be able to come back to ESPN, and ESPN was like, "No, sir, we looked you up." And yo ex just did an interview. Go look up the interview with the young lady with the red hair. And Shannon. Yeah, not good. Not good. We're gonna get to Gilbert real quick. Like the videos, you guys come in. Hold on 1 second. Whew, a lot going on in the news. But yeah, he made choices. He should date his pretty much his own age. Press one if you can still hear me. Press one if you can still hear me. Are you guys still there? It was reconnecting. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they bumped me out yesterday morning.
He's being accused of running an illegal gambling business out of his mansion.
Let's go back.
Former NBA player Gilbert Arenas, aka Agent Zero, was arrested today. He's being accused of running an illegal gambling business out of his mansion in California. He was arrested with 5 other people, and they are accused of having high-stakes poker games. Arenas has federal prosecutors coming after him. He's got 3 charges. One is a conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business. He's got 1 count for operating an illegal gambling business and 1 for making false statements to federal investigators. Uh-oh. Now, this is what I don't understand, because this happens to a lot of athletes. Arenas was a star player. He made $160 million as an NBA player. How is he involved in criminal activity?
Is it still buffering or is it okay? Is it still buffering? Let me know in the comments. Okay, let me continue.
How did he not invest his money and have legitimate businesses, different businesses? How did he not diversify so that he doesn't have to even deal with all of this? This is crazy. Plus, he's got the podcast, pretty successful podcast. So why is he turning to illegal activities to make money when he made all that money in his career? He should have been set. 160 mil, that's enough money to never have to work again. But yet we see a lot of athletes get into trouble with the law after their career is over. It's really a shame. You hate to see it. Then in other news, Shannon Sharpe was just fired by ESPN today, and he's had a crazy last year or so. He was on the verge of signing a $100 million deal, and this was for his
So he's talking about it. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Podcast shows, his Club Shay Shay and his show with Chad Johnson, but then he got hit with that lawsuit from that girl, that Lonely Friends girl. They did settle that. It got settled, but the damage was already done. The reputation hit. It already happened. ESPN, they don't want to have to deal with it. So now he's out at that job, and that deal that he was going to get, it never materialized.
See?
That's tough. That's why you got to be very careful with who you're dealing with, because a lot of times it's just not worth it. You're 1 lawsuit away. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, it doesn't matter in the eyes of ESPN. It doesn't matter in the eyes of the public. When you deal with shady
Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here.
people, this is the risk you're taking. A lot of times it's just not worth that risk. Wow. That is tough. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in regards to Gilbert. And Shannon Sharpe. It's sad. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back.
Intern media personality Shannon. All right, it's official. No more unk vibes at the worldwide leader in sports. ESPN has cut ties with former NFL tight end turned media personality Shannon Sharpe after the Hall of Famer settled a $50 million lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault. The settlement was announced by the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, earlier in July. Sharpe strongly denied the allegations and stepped away from his role at ESPN, where he was featured on the daytime sports talk show First Take. He hasn't been seen on the network since April. This is a breaking news story, and we'll have more updates when more details are made available.
So, I mean, what can you do? I mean, at some point, These men have to learn. Sometimes there's conspiracy theories, but if there's a pattern in regards to women filing complaints and alleged other settlements, then this is not something that he was set up. And see, I kind of thought the same thing at first, but then you know how some people are, they do the legal documents, and sometimes I listen to the legal pages. The legal pages were talking about the other settlements, and I was like, oh my goodness. So, you know, I cover what I can cover, but yeah, yeah. And then I did do the video with the lady with the red hair. We did cover that and her speaking out. And then the young lady that he just retired, she was a FO model. So now she's a millionaire. So he might have had to give up the most some of the money he got from the Cat Williams. And then he worked for ESPN. So he was making decent money. But yeah, Shannon needs to do better. So we talked Shannon Sharpe, we talked Gilbert Arena, we talked a little bit of Oprah, and then we talked Shannon Sharpe. So Oprah's basically saying it's not true. They were able to evacuate, and she did open the road. So I just wanted to go live. I probably shouldn't. I don't know. The numbers are not that great for the afternoon. I might still go back live in the mornings. 11, 12, even 1, 2 is a good time. There was a lot of people live earlier today, but I also think I know what it is too. So I'm in tune to what it is. But yeah, I'm glad I went live. Shannon Sharpe needs to straighten up. Gilbert Arena having concerns in regards to he got arrested. Oprah says she opened the road, and we'll see what Shannon Sharpe has to say. Now I'm wondering who's going to get the spot for ESPN. I had heard something, but I'm not going to repeat it until I check it with a few different sources. But I'm wondering who's going to fill his ESPN. That's going to be interesting because that's a nice check, but you got to be willing to travel, and so that's going to be interesting. Who takes his spot? Will it be one of his friends, somebody he knows, someone he's close to? We'll see. Will we? Be careful. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's kind and respectful. These men need to, and see, that's the one thing too. If y'all ever check out Nightcap, I started watching it, I want to say about a year and a half ago. His numbers were amazing at night. Amazing numbers. Sometimes I'll get into a little sports. If my boo my bay is listening, I'll kind of be like, okay, let me listen for a little while. And then I'll go into, put my headphones on or go into a different room or, give him his space. But Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco numbers were amazing for a long time. But once all these allegations came out, the numbers started dwindling little by little by little by little. So they're a great team together when they report on the sports. But yeah, yep, yep. What do you do? If he didn't learn from those other settlements, he learning now. He paying attention now. Oh, you said, come on, spill that TTT. Oh, you're funny. Yeah, I'm wondering who's gonna fill that. I'm wondering who's gonna fill that spot because I don't want to say it. Sometimes I'll hear stuff, but you know how sometimes people be doing clickbait, so I got to be careful what I say. You know what I mean? But I think we'll know soon of who will fill that spot, either this week or next week. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. No, it's all about sports. It's ESPN. It won't be Cat. Cat can't cover that type of sports. He can't cover he can't cover ESPN like that. It has to be a well known, person that can cover cover the NFL sports. You're funny. You're funny, girl. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Okay, everyone, I literally have to be somewhere else again. Busy me. I literally have 20 minutes before I have to be there. But yeah, we talked Shannon Sharpe, Oprah Winfrey. Now go check out the information how Oprah is being talked about the land stuff. Go check that out. We talked about Shannon Sharpe, unfortunately settled it and then lost out on a contract. Gilbert Arena, this is what's happening. These men need to be careful. If you reach a certain status, just be careful. Don't do anything that can get you in trouble with the law. I just said that to somebody a week ago. Just don't do anything that can get you in trouble with the law. And then sometimes people can lie on you too, so you just got to protect your back and be around great people. So focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Yay, we finished the live. So yeah, girl, this is not a good time for me. You know I like them numbers. So at least this video may probably get about 3,000. The video from earlier today, Paris, I think we got 25K. We got to get those likes up, girl. I got to pay more attention. Them likes, them numbers was good though. We went from 3,000 to 4,000. We're almost at 40K. We're at 40K. So yeah, the numbers are numbering. We just got to get people to get them likes up though. So yeah, the numbers are numbering. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So might kind of go back to when they were trending. Remember how we had them in there. Might have to go to back to a little bit of that, and I know what it was, so I might have to go back to a little bit of that, which is cool. It's cool with me, so it gives me the numbers. And then I thought about doing another. If I go through a different app, I don't know if that's not going to give me the numbers that I'm getting. I'm getting decent numbers. When I talked to somebody earlier this week, I had asked how many subscribers do you think I'm at, and they said 20K. I was like, 40. They was like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. A lot of people don't know what I do. A lot of people don't know what I do. So, because they would probably try and have me teach them, or they would bother me about. So I'm already busy. So yeah. But yes, you guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We did good in regards to subscribers this month. Got to get those numbers up again. Paris, remember that the days when we had like 1,500 people subscribe in one day? We blew up. There was a time we had 2,000 people subscribe in one day. 2,000? My channel skyrocketed. Then I had that doggone clip. I had that doggone 15-second clip. But I was still in it. I was doing my shorts. I wasn't going to go live. But I'm glad I came back though. Yeah. But I see a difference. I see a difference even in regards to that. I'm still a part of the algorithm, so I'm not complaining. But everyone, have a great day. Be blessed. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that love you and care for you. And take on only what you can take on. It's okay to say no, to protect your health, your peace, and your family's health and peace. You know, I literally had somebody try and give me something to do this week. And I was like, you got me all the way messed up. You're not adding to my list. That's all on you and your wife. You mentioned it, you do it. Because see, I'm like the family. I used to be like the family secretary, counselor, Uber, Lyft, banker. I used to do it all. Baby, I'm retired from all that. So I know how to say no. I know how to say no. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And people have to learn to call somebody else. I'm retired from all that. So, and if you're the resource person, and then you don't get paid for that, and then if you find out people talk behind your back, oh heck no. Yeah, many hats. Many hats. I even have people sometimes stop and be like, "Can you pray for me? I got this going on." So yeah, it's an interesting life outside of YouTube. So yeah, and then my family be like, shut it down. You going a little bit too left. Shut it down. Okay, I'll swerve back this way. My boo, my bae don't play. So when I told them that somebody tried to give me something to do Monday, Tuesday, I was like, I'm glad you said no. I said, I'm glad I said no too. No. So yeah, many hats. I don't know what it. I kind of know. I kind of look at situations of how I would handle it. But then when I was growing up, my brothers used to always try and tell me what to do. And then I had to learn, don't listen to them, do what's best for you, because sometimes their stuff wouldn't work out. And it's like, no. So I've learned to do what works for me. So I tell people that too. These are your options. Figure out what the best option is for you and go from there. Pray about it. Write a do and don't list, you know, the negative, the positive, whatever, you know. So yeah. So I think that's probably what it is. So yeah. And then now sometimes when certain stuff come up, I just don't even say nothing because then that means I'm gonna get more entangled longer. But yeah, woman of many hats. I appreciate it, and I get blessed a lot too. Ooh, I get a lot of free stuff sometimes. I be cracking up, and then I'll call my sister and be like, "Girl, I got blessed again. Girl, somebody gave me a free meal. Girl, somebody did this. Girl, somebody paid for my groceries. Girl, somebody gave me, you know, my grocery bill was $60. They paid for it just because of my smile. So yeah, I get blessed. So all right, y'all, I gotta go. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.